Greetings, traveler.
Sylvanas has more value in a lobby where there's no poison or pirates, but that's exactly the kind of creative pick I don't want to make if I'm feeling a little inconsistent. I think whenever you're a bit inconsistent, then the more you start going towards creative picks, the easier you'll add another top 8 to the roster.
What magic will we find in the Battlegrounds?
So you can sell it hero power now. I don't love that though. People do that. I think if you do that curve, you can just hero power buy next turn and then level hero power, and I think that's just better. Also gives us more information on our next chop as to what we want to take here. Take 0, which is nice. Could hit it. Sure. And then we just have that ready there. 1 Ellie, so we're always going to attack with our Selly, so if that is not a 1-4, we get no scaling, but that's fine. You can't do this. I mean, you can, but it doesn't make a difference. These guys are just going to skip the attack, and the Selly will attack first anyway.
Time to teach you a thing or two about magic.
Let's see. I think level hero power for sure, so let's start with that. Whelp Smuggler is completely illegal here. Jesus. Alright, let's go, baby. So level do nothing into level sell buddy sell hero power is an option. It really depends on what we're trying to do with this triple. Trying to go straight into the 6 for the Fellbat is good, so I think if we can turn that Whelp into a 6, we're gonna take it. So this is another one of the things to just recognize, is like some games you can get away with more. Turn 3, we're gonna be, like, we're on curve, we're quite strong. We're also fighting Eudora now, that's usually a free round, so that's good. So yeah, I think given the start and given the extra money I have here, I'm going to try to turn these into a 6 drop, which is going to make it kind of hard to make a turn though. I'll figure it out.
Time to teach you a thing or two about magic.
Yeah, getting a 6 might actually not be a good idea, because we can also just get a 6 with this, as long as we're healthy. So this happens. And then the issue with getting a 6 is that I can't level next turn, so my turn is pretty bad. So I'm thinking this turn I sell the Selly, I get the Buddy, I sell the Droplet, I hero power, I get a 4-drop on the board. I take the Whelp, and I hero power that turn. I buy another card. I think this happens.
Let's go that way.
They're dealing 5. Keep this away from the edge.
Are you on the guest list?
Alright, let's see. Alright, they're shooting up, so I love how it just comes back to life. Alright, Savjz is strong enough to beat us here. But that's okay, we leveled quite quickly. Yeah, so ideally what I'd want to do here is just buy hero power so that next turn I can level clean, which means I think I always just grab the Whelp here. Just doesn't make sense for me to turn it into a 6 if it's going to mean that I have to somehow spend my turn here. We're not double selling to tier, that makes no sense here. So I have to grab the early one with us. Ooh, now you could maybe tier. It's either that or Cyborg, but I'm kind of okay with just going for money and tier, because that means that next turn I can go to 6, sell and hero power. And then hopefully versus Rafam, golden Dozy Whelp carries. Cyborg with 2 pups. Yes, that's the pick if we're scared. But I think this is an opportunity for us to be aggressive. You don't want to be stuck on tier 4? Well, being on tier 4 there is hardly being stuck. It was turn 6. It's very, very normal to be on tier 4. So that's not really the argument. But I do think that given our start, we can get away with it. But we'll see, right? Us taking a damage here, taking 13. I was hoping to take, you know, 8 or so. So we have to see whether this now still makes sense or not. Also, you have to see how good the shop is, because there can be a very good argument to not go to 6 if you have a good shop. Ball of Minions, Lightfang, and a 5-drop, for instance, could work. Pretty happy buying. I might even just triple buy, save my hero power. But I'm quite pleased with adding Ball of Minions to the board. It's a no Naga, no Pirate game, so no Greta, but it's still pretty good. You want to kill? No. No. That's not a good attitude.
Oh, I should charge extra for that one.
In a 1v1, yes, of course. In a 1v1, you would not want the Alexstrasza to have more time here, and you would want to go all in. But you are playing versus 6 other people as well. If the right move to win the game is to level, you should let her survive, level yourself, and pop off. I just don't think it is the right move. We're one-shotting their biggest minion. They do have that Caligos. This is really annoying where we're gonna take maximum damage. But that's what I meant exactly with, you don't have much control over this situation. They either hit or they don't. And if they hit, you're gonna lose. If they don't, you're gonna win. I still think it was correct, because I think Ball of Minions plus Lightfang there was fine. Still gonna go for the 6-drop. If we're dead, we're dead. There's not much to do about it. Kinda wanna check first to see if I can get a Theo proc from this. I don't think it's too aggressive. Calic Uther. Uther on the Bronze Warden is quite strong. Nadina's not bad, but Uther's better. Nadina is the best tempo, you've no way of knowing that.
For justice.
Guess you just cycle this. Might die here, and then, yeah, maybe this is the part where... I shouldn't be reading chat either, it's my fault. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to. It's my bad. Yeah, it is a boombox. Either Cleave does nothing. Alright. Bronze Warden carry. Good, good, good. Golden Uther, toss champ. Okay, roll brand for this, but we still pay 3, right? Because we don't make money here. Alright, now we can Nadina with this board. We're essentially trying to hit the Divine Shield Dragon then. Brand is kind of interesting here. Not that interesting. I would like to
For justice.
keep the Uthers on my board this turn, though. So maybe I can just sell the Legion Overseer. So rewarded. Okay. I could have also sold the Lightfang for the Leroy, but I think with this setup we should be good. Of course he gets both my shields. So. Alright, so we have a Golden Uther. The buddies cost us 3 now, so that's definitely worth. This thing dying is kind of scary, but it usually is. I don't think the brand is even that much. So basically, do I want to hero power first here? That means I get the buddies out. I guess I don't want to hero power first. I think I want to buy it first. Because it can give me Theo. But that also means I'm casting it on something right now. I could hit a Foe Reaper, right? No, okay. I guess the buddies is better than first. Yeah, it's either buy and roll. I guess maybe buy and roll. Yeah, because I'm not getting anything here anyway. Could buy the fireworks, but I don't think that's worth. Alright, so I Foe Reaper from either this or Shop or Uther. Queen's definitely interesting versus Silas. I guess I just pop these and then pop this and see what I get. Alright. Foe Reaper's too good here, I think. We're making a 30-30. It's also an extra type. Alright, so we got double Queen, Leroy, big Cleave. The ball might get sold, and we don't play Nadina. Let's see, this is out. I think the ball might even... it's an extra type, though. Oh, I have 2 gold. It's fine. It's types for the queen, but... I don't know. I guess I could have kept ball for the types. We're in a pretty good spot, though. We went straight into endgame mode here. There's no Nagas for our Cleave, but we're one Leroy away from having the good setup. Maybe keep Nadina, we'll see. I kind of don't really rate the Dozy Whelp too much. Alright, Alex had the high roll. Take the Uther and then roll the Leroy to make it 15-15. Or throw it on your queen. 15-15 Cleave to get through shields is one thing. I think I'm going to take that because we are expecting Nadina. Leroy first into a 15-15 Nadina is pretty depressing. But then there's also arguments against putting the Cleave first.
For justice.
Titus. Alright, I'll settle on the module, and I guess that makes me want to put the Foe Reaper first. Alright, so in terms of what makes sense, this first to avoid Leroys and shit, and avoid the bumper. I think then into Leroy, into Cleave, and then into poisons.
Everything goes according to my plan. Was it your plan?
Trying to avoid this. Oh, my adapts were incredibly bad. We got a good Cleave, though. The adapts don't matter then. Alright, we killed the Alex, who chunked us earlier, so we repaid a favor. That's nice. Pretty much just one Leroy now. They're on full health, though, so it's very unlikely we actually managed to scrape the win out of this game. But this was a good adaptation. We ended up taking a chunk of damage and adapted quite nicely. There is potentially not even much use here to grabbing a 6-drop because we already have 2 queens. I can roll a queen in the shop and then maybe upgrade to a golden one. I could do that. TO's too late, ball doesn't matter, so. You can argue the menace here. It does push your stuff further back, and it would mean you have to sack something off your board, so I don't think it makes sense. I think it's Leroy or Queen, and if I don't roll any of those, it doesn't really matter. Maybe something with HP and Taunt on it. Like this wouldn't even be good enough. Okay, Friend is worth buying. Even if we don't play it this turn, I think it's like you can't skip this. Because there's so few things I can do. That is a shot for Leroy, but then I commit to selling my card. Yeah, we can hero power now and sit. But aside from Uther, there's not much I would take. But I'm not doing anything else with my gold, so... Maybe a Mecha Jiraxis to carry the gold into the other turn. Coiler if they have a very specific board. If we're winning this game, it means that it's many rounds. So we have to play for the long term here. I think the most likely outcome is we just drop that, right? But if we're winning, then... Ooh, we do block their crab. That's really good. That's really, really good. We might actually be fine then. Blocking their crab is amazing. Alright, so the small cleave has very little utility here. The Dozy is falling off as well. The Leroy's and the Mantids are MVP, but that's quite normal. Their board is actually very, very beatable. The problem is that they still have 2 Theos on their board. So they're going to get bigger and it can still swap them out. That's the issue. Yes. So they're going to want to shoot the lowest minion, I'm guessing. So getting these out of shoot range is quite important. Although, if they get shield, they also don't get their value. Alright, so let's start rolling.
Spend some gold while you can. It's good for my
Cheap damage. This doesn't do much either. Oh. Alright, we found the cards. I think the adaptation's still better than... Nathanos.
For the Dark Lady.
Might shoot the Leroy now. But that's just a risk we have to take, I think. Yeah. Oh, the rightmost. Oh, it goes off pre-combat. Oh, I fucked up. I fucked up, chat. We still have 1 poison here. Hang on. 50-50. Nice. Let's go. Okay, okay. And now we can play around that a bit. Okay. So yeah, we just need to avoid their hero power doing stuff. As long as the queens are well protected, we're good. So I need to get this Leroy big enough HP. So finding the Uther is great. We can sell the snake for sure. And then see if I find something. I don't want to hero power yet because I might hit a queen in the shop and triple it like this. Nice. So this card is very good. Buy that and roll. Selfless Hero can be the lowest HP minion on the board, and it can be on the right-hand side. It's not great to shield Leroy's, but it might be better than nothing. Let me see if I find the Uther here. I found another Cleave. Doesn't really matter, right? Let's see. So this is out. The one can play this. We want to play around the blaster, so the Leroy needs the HP.
Are you on the guest list?
Yeah, I think I buy the Selfless and roll.
This little guy? Sure,
It's Baron, but it doesn't matter, right?
always right.
Nothing scares me.
I have that blaster, so... Yeah, this is now lowest stand on the right-hand side, so...
Yeah,
If you're not sniping, I think the selfless always tanks it. Yeah, aim low. Yeah, it's not great, but it was there to avoid getting kecked, basically. Avoiding the keckage, very important. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. GG. Okay, wow, what a win. Let's go, baby! That was just pure... Yeah, I can't play this game if I'm on tilt, so that's nice. Because we didn't hard force scaling. We just said, okay, I'm going to try to triple the Uther, and I'm just going to get the Foe Reaper to make the big Foe Reaper and hope it's good enough. And it was definitely good enough to get us to the top 2, and then with some luck and finding that last Leroy, playing the selfless around the hero power, it got us the win, so nice.